Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody, or good morning everybody, or good afternoon everybody, depending where you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com weekend update show. Everybody is doing well. Guys, take a moment out. Again, thank you very much for spending a few moments with us. All I ask is support the channel. Click a like if you haven't done so already. Also subscribe, and hopefully, again, I will do my best to point you in the right direction. So let's talk about it, right? Traditionally, and this is the things you pick up on social media that might be true, right? Just like everything else in life. Traditionally, from what I understand, September is a terrible month for equities. Yada, yada, yada. We are at all-time highs on the NASDAQ 100. Let's put that aside. So let's talk about the tape, right? Monster rally into the end of the week. Bulls are doing an absolutely great job. Next week, we have FOMC on Wednesday, which there is a really good chance now, because the Fed chairman left the door open, that there will be a potential rate cut. Your guess is as good as mine, but probably 25 basis points. It's probably, they don't kind of sever the head right away. They just go in a little bit of intervals. So you're probably going to see a 25 basis point decrease, right? First one we've had in a very, very long time. Is it priced into the move to the NASDAQ 100 to the all-time highs? Again, I'm not a fortune teller. Your guess is as good as mine. But right now, on the surface, that is what Wall Street is anticipating. Obviously, last week was pretty damn good. I mean, it really is. I really don't like to, show my enthusiasm or show my, my ability to have a human heart. But, sometimes, things stand out and you capitalize them and they become really, really cool. And I really am very proud. I think this is the best way of saying it. I'm very proud of the new trader that I'm seeing, the developing new trader that I'm seeing over the last several years. When I started, again, you can Google Carlin Equities, Carlin Financial. Again, I sat my first 5 years with Meyer Hoffman, literally 5 feet away from him. That was my mentor. It was the greatest experience of my trading professional life, just because I got to see how a professional does it, right? So we really didn't have a roadmap unless you sat right with the person day in, day out, and kind of, pick their brains and kind of see how they navigate good, bad, or indifferent. But because of social media, it's such a big global community that you have an incredible opportunity to take bits and pieces of traders that, if you're so lucky enough to interact with, and really build your own foundation. And I'm really, really, I'm really dumbfounded how incredibly efficient a lot of you guys are, of really taking your career from point A to like point F, or point H in such a short period of time. It's just because of information flow. I mean, granted, there's a lot of nonsense on social media, but there are some really good, aspects to social media that, if you have to start from, square one, you could really, at least build some sort of foundation, whether it's with me trading a PS60 theory, the pivots, or kind of on your own. There is so much information that if you are kind of picky enough to, dissect the people, giving out this information, you could do well. You could do well. So I've seen a lot of great strides and a lot of new traders, especially obviously in the webinar, the first couple of years that, it would take me normally, or any trader without a blueprint, 7 to 10 to 12 years to kind of get in the same point. So you should be really proud of yourself. Continue to work. It's not a race. I see a lot of new traders get frustrated because they can't figure out everything in the first 2 years. You're not supposed to. That's the whole point. You're really not supposed to. Time will make you right. Time will make you whole. And time is the greatest teacher in the world. Again, everybody develops at their own pace. So if you're still at that point of development, again, your time will come. Just stay humble. Pretend that you are, you pretend that you are in year 20 of your career, that eventually, the product and your mindset, will catch up to your experience level. And when it clicks, it's a really, really cool thing, when it clicks, your career really starts to have a nice trajectory. So I'm very, very proud of you guys. And all jokes aside, I know I keep things very lighthearted, but I see the progression of a lot of you guys is absolutely amazing. So kudos to you. So let's talk about it, right? I did a emergency conference. I did an emergency conference video, Dave Portnoy style, on Thursday, just because it was just important, man. If you've been following along for a long time, you kind of know how, Tesla's been stuck in this major, major area since the May highs, and it felt like May highs from 2014, but it's May highs of 2025. And finally, on Thursday, we broke out. We had a monster move on Thursday. And if you watch the video on Thursday, I was really trying to keep it together, right? And what I mean by that was I didn't want to give anybody FOMO, new watchers. And I sat there and I go, well, maybe we have a rest day, kind of an inside day. And I kind of ended the video. They're like, but it'd be really, really cool if we get a follow through. Basically inside, when I turned off the video, I was like, God, man, let us please get a follow. I think a lot of you guys felt exactly the same way, just because how long we've been stuck in this channel. And Friday, if you watch the video on Thursday, I said, I'm going to keep a tradable runner for a 400 push towards the end of the year. I didn't mean towards the end of Friday. I meant the end of the year. But here we are, only 3-4 points away, 5 points away, 4 points away from a 400 level. And honestly, 400 is irrelevant now. 400 is just a conversational piece. Your first measured potential move on Tesla is going all the way to this 413, 414 level. That is this daily linear regression line. And in the options market, dictated pretty much everything that was happening in Tesla. And, these guys rolled over. They started coming in for next week's 410s, 420s, 430s with some really, really ridiculous size. Again, I'm, pretty much keeping a tradable runner till I get, pretty much what I want. Honestly, what I'd love to see is this 413 push. I would like to make a sale into this 413, 414 push and then wait for kind of a dip to kind of get back in either 60-minute or daily and start creating a new position. But honestly, guys, for all you guys who, especially in the webinar, the last 2 days on Tesla has been just phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations for all you guys who are still holding a runner. But it wasn't just Tesla, right? Friday, we saw really, really big moves. Again, we talked about some names on the Thursday's video, OKLO, right? We talked about it on Thursday night's video, coming out of a range. And again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. Confirm this channel. Looks like it wants 85, right? It looks like it wants the August highs. We talked about HIMS on Thursday night's video. The importance of reclaiming the 50-day moving average. HIMS had a massive, massive move, really, really big option flow coming in to the name. These quantum stocks woke up. QUBT, went nuts. Big area here, reclaimed on the 50-day moving average. Still looks good for next week. RGTI, and again, there's a lot of names. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the quantum names broke out. They look very, very good. PLTR that had a really, really big move on Wednesday, rested Thursday, resumed on Friday, got back above the 169 level. NVIDIA is very, very close of kind of doing exactly the same thing. NVIDIA, I'm definitely watching for this week. I want to see this thing get back above this linear regression line this week for a potential move. We did see some early starts, early bets for next week's 185s. And again, the reason why they're betting 185, because 184.50 was its all-time highs where it got stuck on its earnings highs. Microsoft. Let's talk about Microsoft really, really quickly. Microsoft is very, very close. Guys, it's been dead under the water underneath the 50-day moving average since August the 20th. Guys, you got to watch Microsoft for this week. If this thing could reclaim back the 50-day moving average, folks, 50-day is a monster. Look at the last time Microsoft reclaimed back the 50-day moving average, right? I understand they had earnings, but a really, really big move here. When it lost the 50-day moving average, the stock went from 511 all the way down to 492. So we're very, very close to getting back above the 50-day moving average on Microsoft. I want to keep an eye on Oracle this week. Obviously, it had a really, really big move here. Profit taking was to be expected just because, had a 100-point move. I would like to start a position on this thing on a 5-day remount. I want to see it test the 5-day moving average. If it could test the 5-day moving average and hold, I want to get long and use the low of the day as our out, because eventually, because you can see here, the volume is drying up here. The volume is drying up is a good thing. That means sellers are starting to get tired off the profit taking. I'm guessing Monday or Tuesday, it's probably going to stabilize. And like by, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe it starts moving its way back up. Again, eventually you will see, or at least the hopes are that you'll see a retest of its earnings highs. But let's definitely use Monday and Tuesday for potential area if indeed it comes back and retest the 5-day moving average. Apple, okay. Apple had a really big run. Again, one of my better trades in Apple for the year. If you guys remember, we got long off this 234.60, 235 level. My highest sale was at 240.40s right before it completely reversed. It had its iPhone event, Apple event. It didn't really ring a lot of bells and whistles there. Stock got hit, came down to the 34-day moving average, rallied back, and it stopped right at the 10-day moving average. Why is the 10-day moving average important? Well, that is, if you watch any of the PS60 workshops or been in the webinar, you kind of know the reclaiming back of the 10-day moving average is the birth of the trade. The 50-day moving average is the birth of the trend. The 5-day moving average is the control of short-term sentiment, and the 10-day moving average is the birth of the trade. So if Apple could get back above the 10-day moving average, it can start waking up as well. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about Friday's session. Again, I don't remember if I talked about BMNR on Thursday night's video, but if I didn't, I apologize. But again, that's the whole point of being in the webinar. BMNR 50-10 reclaims back the 50-day moving average. Again, 50-day reclaim is a 5-star. Here is BMNR, right? Reclaim back the 50-day moving average. 50-10 was the high from 9/11. You can see nearly a 10% move for the stock. Looks like it wants to test this 57 level shortly. So great move on BMNR. Tesla, for all you guys who are not long coming in overnight, stock was only up $1 pre-market. And I was like, oh God, I can't believe it's only up $1 pre-market. Yeah, that quickly changed. Anyway, Tesla, absolutely insane move for us. 372 has been rejected twice pre-market, needs to confirm. The next supply is 78. I'm telling you guys, and I said this in morning strategy, I thought if we could get the 380, I would have been happy. Like, I would have been really, really happy. Guys, we went to almost 400. You can see Tesla, I mean, just nuts, just absolutely nuts. And this is why Tesla is the greatest stock ever. It's not an opinion. Here's the 372 pre-market high. 371.72 was the pre-market high. So it needed to get above the 372, and just the first candle went to 387. Just an absolutely rock star move. And hopefully we get one or two more pushes this week into the 413, 414 level. That is my, that is where I want to sell my runner. That is where I want to sell my runner and buy back cheaper, again, whether it's on a daily or a 60-minute view. So an incredible move, absolutely incredible move on Tesla. OKLO 88 needs to confirm. Again, we talked about OKLO on the weekend on Thursday night's video. It got above this 88, traded up to 83. Still looks really good. Starts confirming this week. If it starts confirming 83, you should see an 85 test to its 52-week highs. But that was a nice move there. Amazon, right? Again, we're always prepared on both sides, guys. 229, if it builds below, can flush, right? Here is Amazon. Okay, a pivot is a pivot is a pivot. Amazon took out 229, traded all the way down to 226, which is the 50-day moving average. So again, it's very important going into this week that if Amazon loses its 50-day moving average, that could be a very big problem. So 226, guys, that's the line in the sand on Amazon for the week. And I believe that's it. I believe that is it. So that's it, guys. So incredible job, folks. Look, if you're interested in pivots, look, you're not going to get a Tesla trade like this every day. Obviously, I get a setup like this every single day, but pivots are pivots are pivots. And if you are interested, I am here to kind of expose you to the wonderful world of the PS60 process. If you're interested, click the link below. And again, all it needs is 30 days. Take your time, 30 days. See if it's a right fit for you. But I'm pretty confident to say you probably will like it. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on the field on Monday.